Welcome everybody to Horror After Midnight. I'm joined by my buddy K.C. And go ahead and introduce the guest, man. We got a pretty badass guest tonight, so thanks for joining us, buddy.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So
We have Matthew King Ringo here. Can you tell us what exactly your role was in these films?
Yeah. So on a Psycho's Path, I'm one of the main producers, along with my two main producing partners, Noel G, who you may or may not recognize. He's a actor, been in the game for a little over 30 years now. And then my other
oh wow,
producing partners, David Ramuck. We have a couple other producers as well, but I'm vice president of Entangled Entertainment, which is Noel's production company. Been working with Noel since 2014, and just recently got promoted to vice president last year, towards the end of 2019. My background,
outstanding.
thank you. Yeah, I moved out here back in 2008 from Virginia to pursue writing. Just ended up being blessed, pretty quickly. Ended up working directly alongside an Emmy Award-winning writer by the name of Susan Flanagan and her production company up in Los Angeles from about 2008 to 11 or 12. Then I took like a little break from the industry. And yeah, linked up with Noel in 2014, and that's the same year that we made our first film together, Ditch Party. Ended up in a bit of a contractual dispute or delay, I guess you could say, with a sales rep who wasn't getting us any sales though. So ended up getting out of that contract towards the end of 2016, and then Ditch Party was released in 2017 on Amazon Prime, Tubi, iTunes, Fandango. I think it might be on a couple other platforms as well. And then we filmed Psycho's Path in 2018. Then ended up coming out November of last year on like Amazon Prime, and then we hit the Walmart shelves this year at the start of the year.
Wow. All right. So you said you were blessed. How's your experience with it been so far? Like, I understand you said blessed, but like, are there like, is it clicky, or like, how is it like
Oh,
the industry?
when you say clicky, you mean like high school type clicks?
Yeah, kind of like, oh, these guys over here, kind of just deal with
Nah, I
them,
mean,
and
I've
these
been, I've
guys.
been, I've been fortunate, because like I said, when I got out here in 2008, I was 23 back then. Was just cold calling to production company. Well, actually, let me take a step back. One of my fraternity brothers was a director, so he hooked me up like on the spot with a PA gig, as a production assistant. But that was literally 2 days worth of work. So then from there, probably about a month later, I started cold calling production companies and just happened to end up on the phone with the CEO, whose name is Bidwell Tyler of Creative Entertainment. Well, actually, they were Creative Entertainment. Now they're Blue Star. They changed names. But no, I mean, Susan and Bidwell, super cool. Like I said, Susan, she won an Emmy back in the day for Win Ben Stein's Money, if y'all remember that
Oh
television
shit!
program
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Ben
yeah,
Stein and Jimmy Kimmel.
yeah. I used to
So
watch it
no,
all
I
the
mean,
time.
they're like family to me. They were my mentors, my friends, still are. So when I was around them, I was just around cool people that I'm usually the youngest person in the room. I'm 34 now, but even still, like, I'm usually the youngest or one of the younger people in the rooms. But I haven't run into like any of that type of like that Hollywood type stuff, or
Yeah,
any
yeah, yeah.
cliques, or strange or bizarre or just behavior, anything like that. I said I've been blessed. I've been fortunate. Just surround myself with
Positive
chill, humble,
people. Yeah,
professional
yeah.
people that are just about their business, and still have that. Obviously we're all here on the business side, but we all have that passion for the creative side as well, and everyone's just humble and chill, and working hard to make these projects happen.
See, that's great. That's great. So, yeah,
Yeah.
good, Chris, man.
Um, with Ditch Party, I was going to ask you about the location of the school. Is that like an active school, or any story you can
Yeah,
tell about that?
that's called Fireball High School up in Linwood, California, which is Los
Fireball
Angeles.
High School. That's
Yeah,
hysterical.
Fireball. Yeah, but yeah, that was actually one of the teachers there, Jeff Ballinger. He's like the coolest teacher I've ever met. This dude will he'll pay out of his own pocket, to bring in a number of motivational speakers and celebrities from the film and music industry to come in and speak to the students, and he was buddies with Noel. I'm cool with him now, dating back to 2014. But yeah, he helped hook that whole situation up. So yeah, we filmed a portion of the of Ditch Party at Fireball High School, and then so like the actual high school scenes that you see, like the classrooms and the hallways and stuff, that's Fireball High School. And then the basement was actually a warehouse location here in Orange County where I'm at, over in the city of Huntington Beach. So yeah, that was just and then we also filmed at a crematorium in a city called Anaheim.
Okay,
Wow.
so that was a real crematorium. That's
Sorry,
awesome.
man.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
I wanted to ask you this real quick. Did you catch, was there any kind of hesitation for you guys shooting at the school? Like, was there, you know, just because of, like the school shootings we're having now and stuff? That's like, was there?
No, not at all. Because like I said, we made the film back in 2014, and that's actually, with you bringing up the school shootings, though, that was one of the challenges, though, because our film, like I said, we had that delay when we got into
Yeah,
the contract with the sales rep who wasn't getting us any sales. But then chill out, friends. Sorry, my dog needs to go outside.
it's all good.
Uh, but no, the film literally came out like it started 2017. I would say a couple of weeks or a month before that Parkland shooting. And then, if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys recall, in 2017, it seemed like there was a shooting damn near like every week or
It was every
every
week,
other week.
man.
So
Yeah,
yeah, that
just
became
terrible.
a bit of a challenge when it came to the marketing film, because I'll never forget one. There was one hater on Instagram that commented on Noel's page that said that something along the lines of us trying to like profit off of the blood of dead kids. But
Uh,
the reality is that and I myself have done it a handful of times, but Noel numerous times, being the celebrity, he's a motivational speaker. And like
mm,
we actually went on like a whole anti-bullying campaign in California, Arizona, as well as Nevada, leading up to the film and then also after the film's release. And the film itself, has an anti-bullying message for our youth.
oh
So
yeah,
no, like there wasn't any pushback from the school when we were filming in 2014. But yeah, like I said, just it became a bit of a challenge with the marketing of it. Once it was
yeah,
released in 2017, because not everyone, but a lot of people, we watch films to escape reality. And
exactly,
so when you had that string of school shootings, I said it just became a topic that was kind of I don't want, I'm thinking of the right word. I don't know, it was just kind of challenging for us, even figuring out like how to properly and to be sensitive to what was going on in
yeah.
reality, but
There's a
at the
certain
same
way you
time,
have to go about it.
yeah, how to promote our film, because we're hip to the reality, but at the same time it's like, all right, well, we did make this movie, we were trying to send out a positive anti-bullying message, and also we have to promote it because we're trying to pay back our investors, as well as get into some profits and then roll into our next film. So
Exactly,
but
exactly.
that's also partly why we decided, for our second film, let's just make a horror movie. Let's something that's got a built-in audience, fan base. Avoid any type of controversy, and
Yeah.
let's roll with the horror. And Rampage was on board originally. My first meeting with Rampage was what was it? I think probably early 2018. Noel just randomly took me to his house one day because Rampage and some of his homies, they wanted to make a car movie because Rampage is huge into cars. He's big into video games and cars. But when I went over there, it was super chill. We're all just hanging out in the living room, and but there was probably about 6 or 7 of us over there. So I had my laptop with me. I went upstairs in one of the bedrooms, and I literally came up with like just 10 car movie ideas off the top of my head in like 30 minutes or whatever. Went back downstairs, pitched them to the crew, and they all voted on them. And so we had settled on a car movie to do, and drew up a contract or whatever. I was going to get started on that, but then Rocky Costanzo, our director and the writer of The Psycho's Path, and he's also the director of Chill, also the director of Ditch Party, he pitched to us the concept for Psycho's Path. And we all loved it. And meat horror is my favorite genre, so I definitely was on board because that's I've always I've wanted to make a horror movie since I was a kid, but I even like I have
Yeah.
a tweet that I saved from like I think it was 2013. You know, I said, you know, I want to make a horror movie, and you know, it
Mhm.
took granted it took 5 years or whatever, but you know, finally, you know, produced my first horror film. So yeah, once Rocky pitched us that concept, you know, we've kind of, you know, put the whole car concept to the side. Rocky started writing a Psycho's Path. Simultaneously, I started developing a script which they loved the first draft, and you know, I thought we were going to get a deal because while Rocky was writing a Psycho's Path, I was writing a script called Flesh and Blood, which Dallas Sonia from are you guys are familiar with Fangoria, right?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
yeah.
They used to take
Dallas
it
was
from me in school
yeah
all the time, man. Like,
yeah. Dallas Sonier is one of the owners now of Fangoria, and then their production company is Cinestate. So while Rocky was writing a Psycho's Path, I was writing this script called Flesh and Blood, which like I said, they, you know, they liked the first draft. That first draft, the email we got back was damn near like 8 to 10 paragraphs. But
wow.
then we got busy with the Psycho's Path. So I didn't do my rewrites for Flesh and Blood until after we finished shooting the Psycho's Path. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, you know, the email we got back on the second draft, it was only like 2 or 3 paragraphs, you know, and the at the end of the day, the bottom line was that they liked it, but they didn't love it enough, you know, to take that gamble with us. But that was still a super cool
Yeah.
experience. Like I said, I grew up, you know, actually I wasn't even allowed to buy Fangorias when I was a kid, you know, but I grew up like, you know, trying to read them, you know, in the store or whatever. But and then they also showed love though, and you know, they tweeted out the trailer for Psycho's Path, so it's awesome. And you know, hopefully
Hey,
one
yeah,
day, yeah, hopefully one day I'll get to do something with the Fangoria team.
that's awesome. That's amazing because you already
Yeah.
got that seal of approval because they put the trailer out, man. So
Yeah,
you
yeah, that
know
was super
that's got to
cool
be
then.
a gas to see your stuff in that. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like this is me, this is me. You know.
yeah.
So no, that's great. That's great, man. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about again with Ditch Party. How was it working with? I know I'm gonna mess up his name, but
Dig
Dig French.
Dag
Halloween, Dig.
Dag Fair.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Dag was a trip, man. He's super cool because you know, I guess when he played Michael Myers, he was probably like 8 years old. But then in Ditch Party, I think yeah, I think he was probably 18. But Dave's just a trippy dude, man. I loved kicking with him behind the scenes. You know, and one thing I really respect about Dave is because he told us while we were filming, he was like, you know, after we finish this movie, I'm gonna start you know, he's still acting, but he was like, I'm gonna start getting serious about you know, writing and producing music and music videos and rapping too. You know, I don't even know how you describe it, like trip hop or you know, something like acid type rap or something. Like I say, just a trippy guy. But
That's
yeah, I don't know
cool,
if you guys
man.
follow
Michael
him
Myers
on.
spitting fire.
I don't
That's
know if y'all
awesome.
follow. Say it again.
I said, that's awesome. Little Mikey Myers spitting fire. Like,
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if you guys follow his Instagram or not, but if not, definitely check him out because yeah, for the
okay.
past couple of years, he's been consistently, you know, just cranking out music as well as music videos. And so yeah, like I said he stuck to his word and he's still been acting too. So yeah, that's just dope to see. But yeah, he was awesome to work with, man. Real cool kid.
That's
Oh,
cool. That's
definitely
cool.
have to check that out. Ditch Party had like a really good story. Is there any like a behind the scenes stories you want to share about that, like the making of it?
Um, I mean, anything in particular like that you would want to
Anything
hear about?
real life like that you knew made it into the script or anything like that?
I'm
Like
sorry, say that last part again.
anything from real life that you know made it into the script or like
Well, there was a story I heard, and I'm not sure if this happened before or after we made the film, but I guess in real life there was like a shooting situation where the school's janitor like actually stepped in and helped save some lives. But once again, I'm not
uh,
sure like when that. Yeah, and obviously that was Noel's character in the film. You know, he played the janitor who you know took it upon himself to go you know get into that game of cat and mouse with Dave's character. You know,
yeah.
trying to stop him. But yeah, I'm not sure which came first. Like if that happened in real life, and then and
Yeah.
our unfortunately the writer of Ditch Party, his name's Richard Meese. He passed away about a year or so after the film came out. He unfortunately had some
Uh,
type of like a brain tumor or something. So yeah, him and he was the main writer, and then I guess Rocky helped him write that. So yeah, unfortunately Richard passed, but yeah, I mean I guess they took, I'm sure, obviously with school shootings, they took whatever pieces they may or may not have taken from like real life incidents. But yeah, the one that stuck out to me was just that story about the real life janitor who he saved like some kids' lives at his schools when a shooting occurred.
Wow. Wow. Nah, it's pretty cool, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
really good movie.
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
So
For a Psychopath, Quentin Rampage Jackson, how was it working with him?
Quentin, that's my
yeah,
boy.
dude, Baracus,
He-
man, from the 18.
yeah, Quentin Rampage Jackson, he's hilarious, real chill dude. He was just great to work with, from the jump. Like I said, I'm from Virginia, he's from Tennessee, so we already had that connection. And my father also, he was a boxer in like the '70s, and I don't know if y'all follow boxing at all, but he was from Detroit, part of the Crunk Boxing Gym under Emmanuel Stewart, who trained like world champions like Tommy Hearns and many others. So yeah, I mean, me and Rampage, we just had that southern and east coast connection from the jump. Yeah, super funny guy. He had everyone laughing anytime he was on set, and also very professional, and just a real team player too. He's still, like I said, the film came out in November, and then as well as January for the DVDs. But he's still helping through social media as well as just whenever he's out and about with promoting and stuff. And yeah, me and him still keep in touch. Actually, I was joking with him just yesterday and this morning because there's these two random birds. One looks like a duck or something. I'm not sure what the other one is, but that I've been seeing in my backyard. And then he posted a photo of like the two birds that were identical in his backyard. And then I saw them again this morning and last night in the same position. So I was joking with him. I was like, yeah, those are our assigned, FBI agents. They're on to us. So yeah, he's a funny guy. Great sense of humor. And yeah, right now I know he just recently had his fight over in Japan, which unfortunately he lost. So I know now he's just focused, getting back to training, trying to cut some weight, and hopefully he'll do that. Then get back to whooping some ass.
All right,
I
now
noticed the,
good. No, good.
I'd say I noticed there was a few different things that seemed like y'all might have been trying to pay like an homage maybe to
Uh-huh.
the Halloween series. Is that anything like that at all behind that in the
Oh
Psychopath?
yeah, totally. Like I said, our director Rocky, who wrote the script, that's his era or whatever that he grew up on, with those '80s films. So yeah, he definitely was trying to play homage to Halloween, Friday the 13th. A couple of those was like Sleepaway Camp, I think, and a couple other of those '80s flicks for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then even with the lighting, like some people, I've read, they feel that like it was really dark in some scenes or whatever, but like that was all intentional because, like you said, that was just like kind of the vibe or look, I guess you could say, that Rocky was going for from the jump. So yeah, he we us as the producers, me and Noel especially, rounded up the investors and the sponsors and stuff, and then assembled the crews. But yeah, we put our trust into Rocky, especially after working with him on Ditch Party. And yeah, we kind of, just let him do his thing and, trusted in him and his vision.
Nah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Because like even the way some of the shots were lit, it was really cool. It was really cool. It
Thank
was
you.
like tip of the hat. So it was nice.
Yeah. Can you tell us anything about the tattoo, like the mark in the Psychopath?
Well, yeah, that's interesting, because depending on how the film performs, obviously, we'd love to crank out a sequel or, even three, four, five, six, seven, 12, So, but yeah, and obviously, if we get into a sequel, we'll definitely be exploring that tattoo mark. I don't know if you guys caught the bit. Actually, I guess it's a bit of a spoiler. Um, did you? There's a line when Prince, chill out. I'm gonna take you out in a minute. There's a line towards the end, if you guys recall, where there's a mention of like a cult. Did you guys catch that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's like I said, we didn't really explain anything for, on purpose in the first one, but yeah, that's like kind of the direction that we would like to go towards for future, for future sequels or whatever, and just explore that tattoo and why that's the path that our killer went down and so on, and who's really the puppet master behind all of that. Because as you saw, like at the end, another person shows up with the mark.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is there anything else you got like in the works that you want to talk about? And
Yeah,
any
what's in the
plans?
pipeline, man?
Actually,
Pipeline.
this past week, I don't know if you guys are hip hop fans at all, but I helped a friend. Her name's Joe Amber. She has a song. It's already out on like Apple Music and I think YouTube, probably some other platforms, called All Weekend. So me and Noel just helped her, as well as our. Let me give a shout out real quick to our sponsors, Toxic Wings. They're a wing, burger, and fry restaurant out of Eugene, Oregon. They just opened their third location at the University of Oregon. But so Toxics, they sponsored the red carpet premiere for Psycho's Path, but then they also just sponsored this new music video that we did with Joe Amber and Lazy Bone of Bone Thugs and Harmony just this past
Nice.
Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah, so that video will probably be dropping in the next month or two. Like I said, we just filmed it on Wednesday, so now the director and his editor, or I'm not sure, maybe the director is editing, I'm not sure. A young guy named Mavi, who I just worked with for the first time. But yeah, that was a cool little shoot that we just did this past week. Right now, I've been in development for the past couple of months on a 6-episode television series called Short Lived, created by my boy Lorian Strothers. So we've been in development on that. Actually, just waiting for the final budget for episode 6 to come back. And then we'll get into the fun stage, which I call professionally begging, that funding stage. So, yeah, me and Lorian are going to spend the next couple of months hunting down some investors and sponsors to pull off the TV series, which, like I said, I've produced TV pilots in the past, but unfortunately, none of them have been picked up or anything. But for this one, we're going to attempt to, well, my goal and my plan is to raise the funding, and then I'm going to start knocking on the doors of like the 50 Cents of the world, those levels of television producers. Once I secure the funding, so I don't just come up to them and say, "Hey, I got a script," because everyone has a script. I want to say, "Hey, I got a script, and by the way, here's proof of funds, in the bank account. I got got a bankroll behind us. Can you work with us?" And Noel's actually writing a script right now as well for a thriller called Double Hearted. Can't really say too much on the creative side of that, but yeah, just waiting for him to finish the script. Already have some investors lined up for that one, so that'll probably be our third movie. And then he's also in development on. All I can really say for the other project he has development is just imagine like a Friday or yeah, not Friday, like a Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, but like a Latino type, a Latino version essentially. So yeah, those are pretty much like our third and fourth movies that we're cooking up right now, and then like I said, the television series, and yeah, that's well, we got other stuff too, but I would say those are the more prominent projects or whatever that we're in development on right now, and then other stuff in like the early, just like talking stages. But yeah, that's what we're cooking up at the moment.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So you got anything else, man? I guess, Chris. You good?
Nah, that's about it.
Well, listen, Les, we don't want to keep you, man, because we know you got stuff to do.
Thank
But
you. I gotta walk
this
this
is
guy and then get back out here.
yeah. But no, this has been fantastic, man. Like this is, really, really good conversation, man. Really good conversation.
No, I
Yeah,
appreciate you guys. Cool. Do I follow both of you guys like on Instagram or Slasher and all that stuff?
You have me on Slasher and
Yeah.
on Facebook. I don't think you have him.
No,
Okay,
not
cool.
yet.
Well, yeah,
I'll look you up and friend request you, man, and then
Awesome.
we'll start sharing your stuff, dude. Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Yeah, let me know, guys. I'll support your guys' channel and anything else you guys are working on your end.
Hey, that's fantastic. That's
And
fantastic.
then anytime you want to come back on, just let us know.
Yeah,
Awesome.
dude, you got an open invitation, man. Anytime you got something dropping, dude, by all means, we'll have you come on.
Awesome.
Seriously.
Appreciate you, fellas. Take care out there.
Awesome.